Get ready, start. The day of the university boat race is the first outdoor spring holiday, and though the weather may be unsatisfactory, the crowd on the river and towpath is an immense and motley one. Here we have the parliamentary hand, the insurance broker, the compiler of prospectuses and amalgamation schemes, the arbitrator engaged in arbitration cases, members of the legislature who have turned their backs on legislative matters for a short time, the administrator and the administratrix. There we have ladies in the height of fashion, full of enthusiasm for the success of their favorites, the mischievous errand boys with their baskets over their shoulders, whose mischief is excusable for once. Indeed, all sorts and conditions of influential and uninfluential persons, each of whom has probably decided his or her choice in a most arbitrary manner. The newspaper reporter is there with his pencil and book, jotting down any matters of moment in the characters which delight the hearts of all Pitmanites. The result of the race is sent by telegraphic communication, both telegram and cable, to all parts of the globe. Undoubtedly, people think more of the manner of winning than of the prize at stake, and thus the boat race exemplifies the saying of the most lovable of all Scotsmen, Robert Louis Stevenson, who wrote, "Our business in this world is not to succeed, but to continue to fail in good spirits." Here we have a splendid motto to remember in our everyday life and in our pastimes. Next para. At a quarterly gathering of our scientific society, the university lecturer said an intelligible reason could be given for his theory of economics, but the universality of its acceptance by economists was not to be expected in our present state of knowledge. On a future occasion, he is to lecture on the subject of a minimum wage for workers. He is acknowledged to be a capable economist and a most excellent lecturer and writer on the subject for which his name is famous. The prospectus which you forwarded yesterday in acknowledgement of mine of last Monday is unquestionably very unsatisfactory howsoever it may be considered. The amalgamation of two such prodigious concerns is very undesirable, and the intelligence of prospective insurers should warn them of the disadvantages of insuring under their tables. In our company, the minimum period for such a policy of insurance is 15 years, and it is questionable if you can secure better terms through any other English office. From the enclosed cutting, you will find that the administrator and administratrix whom you mention were punished for fraud in connection with the estate. Stop.